Hey everyone, Kevin here, and today I want to talk to you guys about Xbox controllers. I've been playing on Xbox systems for almost 20 years now, and I just want to show you guys some of my favorites that I've collected over time. To start, before I talk about any other kind of interesting, crazy design that came out later in time, I need to start off with the Duke. Now, you'd think that me talking about the Duke controller for how long I played on systems, this would be some kind of, the nostalgia of this was my very first Xbox controller. It actually wasn't. My first Xbox was one of the bundles that came with the S controller, which was the smaller one. Growing up, I always heard these almost legends of how gigantic the original Xbox controller was and how it was such a big deal for its time. I didn't mean to do that pun, but I'm gonna leave it in there. And if I'm going to talk about the original Xbox as well as Xbox One controllers, why don't we just fill in that mid-step really quick with the 360 controller? Specifically, the redone silver design they did with the adjustable D-pad. This was one of the first controllers I went out of my way to get. I'm a sucker for cool little gimmicks, and the concept with this was that all the main 360 controllers just had that circle-style D-pad, whereas this one gave you the ability to swap between, which I thought was just the coolest thing at the time. This was my main controller during the 360, and I used it non-stop until the Xbox One came out. The one that I really feel like I want to talk about first right away is the Volcano Shadow. This was the first one that really spoke to me big time. I'm a big fan of the color red and just warmer colors in general. That kind of same metallic sheen that does that fade into the black. The way that the colors on the ABXY buttons really pop out of that dark black on the top is not only one of my favorite designs for the Xbox One, but this really was the controller that started me on the path of going out of my way to collect a lot more different ones. The number one that I have to talk about, what is my absolute favorite design that I've seen, is the Sea of Thieves controller. I just love the execution, the colors, the way the purple and the seafoam green really clash, the fact that this controller glows in the dark, and the wide variety of just little touches here and there that really make it a much more unique design, like the compass around the left stick, or the single gold right trigger. This one in particular, to me, really does the best job of just being this excellent vision of the franchise it's attached to. Now, there's one other controller I want to talk about really quickly, and that's in this little box right here, with Xbox Design Lab on hiatus for a little while because they were prepping the store for doing Xbox Series S and X controllers. I got the chance to get early access and try it out for myself. I have not opened this box yet. It actually came in a little while ago, and I've been doing my best to not open it so I could do it here on camera and be surprised, and let's see how it turned out. Oh, that's pretty. This is my Design Lab controller. This is really just a execution on two of my favorite colors that I've wanted to have in a single controller design. I went for a navy blue, then went for red accents on the sticks, the D-pad, the triggers, giving this really nice pop on everything. I gotta say, this being the first Design Lab Series X controller that I've gotten in, I'm really happy with how the faceted D-pad turns out. I like that it covers up a little more area than the older D-pad did, and can really add just a little extra splash of color to match alongside the stick. This is a good start, but if I'm being completely honest with you, now that Design Lab's back, I'm probably gonna end up ordering one or two more of these pretty quick. Okay, so that probably came through.